I'll send it to them when we're
Where on earth are you from? We from England. Where you come from? Do you put the kettle on? Kick it.
Bonjour, messieurs.
Can I introduce you, please, to a lump of cheddar cheese? Lift one, power one, drop one, cow. Kick it.
Ooh, welcome
That was
back, gentlemen.
awesome.
It's
I never
how-
heard-
ready to be.
I never heard that before. That was sick.
never heard. So that is Fat Les with Vindaloo. That is my American family's favorite England World Cup song, because today is indeed a World Cup day for England. Come on, the boys!
It's coming home. It's coming home.
The
hope-
phrase
I hope
Dr. Congo will never get old. I fucking love that.
Oh, it's so sick. If we do lose to Dr. Congo today, though, I will get sick of it very, very quickly. That will not be funny
Yeah.
after today.
I watched the last Dr. Congo game. They weren't great, but neither was the UK. So
You can-
England, Ellie. England.
rage bait.
Yeah, I'm excited to be back. Feels like it's been ages since I've been on the stream, fellas. I don't even know how long it's been.
We forgot you worked here.
Yeah, I forgot.
Wait, you
I
work
forgot
here?
Yeah. There we go. Well,
Ah,
hey,
there
boys,
we
how are
go.
you?
Hey.
I will.
I did say we'd open with that if they commented, so we should probably start. there.
We should. Well, there you go. We've called it out. Hey, world. Congrats on the stuff today. That's big. We're going to talk about that on this pod. Is that the first time you've heard Vindaloo, Ellie? Genuinely?
Genuinely, the first time I heard it, it was a banger track. I was on a different screen.
Wow.
And I was
Yeah.
like, what is this noise in my headphones? And I turned back and it was a great music video and a great track. I can't believe I've never heard it before.
So the fun fact, that is the father of Lily Allen. You don't know who Lily Allen is? Okay. Also quite a famous British pop star.
Not Lily Phillips, also quite a famous British pop star.
I love how you're aware of her.
Yeah, that's one way of putting it. And the video is like a parody of the Verve Bittersweet Symphony, because that was like kind of adopted as like an England football anthem, and it's just a guy getting every inconvenient thing happening to him throughout this walk down the street. It's good. It's good. But I feel like, by the way, Ellie, I need to give, I was out, I've been eating my body weight in San Sebastian over the past few days, which has been very, very fun. But I want to mention your new PFP, Ellie, which is fire, by the way.
Thank you, sir. Yeah. I've got a Face Docs PFP in, shout out.
Oh.
Yeah. How do we
boy. I
feel like we need to show people.
It's from Burb's wedding. So Charco and I, that's a wedding suit. It's a wedding getup, I would say. That's not even just the suit, the wedding getup. So basically, we that was Burb's wedding. That was my outfit for Burb's wedding, which was awesome. It was so much fun. People thought we were like Wall Street stockbrokers from the 80s. People kept asking me for blow. I've never done blow in my life, which was just a lot of fun.
You're going to sell me like double glazing.
Yeah.
Where did you get this from? I know you're a man with taste. Like with
so we got the suits from this vintage shop in Williamsburg called Ebrio Vintage, and the guy sources all suits from Italy. That's Armani Milan 1982 collection. It's a sick. I mean, it's my favorite store. It's so cool. And
Has
they just have
Charcoal
like these like 80s power suits. It's awesome.
Has Charcoal had something to do with that?
Charco definitely has something to do with that. We bought suits together. I caught him out of the PFP because, frankly, it's about me. But Charco and I did get suits together, and we looked awesome. It was so much fun. Wearing a suit like that gives you a layer of confidence that most men never feel. I imagine that's what it's like to take tea. Like that's the feeling I felt in that power suit that day is keeps me going for quite some time.
Yeah,
I've just seen Chaco's posted a video of him smoking in the shower, which is
shout out. Quite like Alex, Charco's been on a European vacation for I don't know. The man has been taken over by Europe. For the most American patriotic man I know has become European. Yeah. It's not changed.
It's a beautiful place.
I think he's gonna stop smoking Chungwas and start smoking Icos. Yeah.
Hey, what do we have here? Have y'all been seeing the news with BP? Y'all think Backpack is a decent product? Do you want to get to that now or get into some other stuff first?
That's good. I think it's a good product, but let's go to World first, since I did promise them we'd open with it. But okay. you got the story?
So basically, well, I say yes. As I've been trying to catch up on things today, I've been completely dark. As I said, drinking Tinto Verano and eating Spanish tortilla for God knows how long. But the post came out probably an hour ago before we came live. World launches as a Solana prediction market, which is kind of, I think everyone knew this was going to be the dance, but fill in the blanks where maybe still a little bit slow to the story, but over the past week or so, we kind of have seen just very typical Solana timeline marketing dominance, frankly, which I think has been really impressive. But you guys have probably been refreshing this timeline that we have to glue our eyes to every day of our fucking lives and seeing how they've brought this to market. It is a prediction market launching within Phantom, I should say, powered by Chainlink. And I dare to say Solana may be back amidst the Ansem stuff as well, which we'll get into. The Black Bull, which is the meme coin name.
just pointing that out.
Just pointing that out. Listening. Just pointing that out, yeah. Ansem, I do believe, was on stream in the past few days as well, calling the bottom on Sol. And it felt today as I was flicking around the timeline and stuff. I mean, tell me if I'm completely way off. As I say, I've been really cold, but it does feel like there's been a slight shift in sentiment. Certainly in the Solana ecosystem, I can kind of understand why with the performance of the Ansem token and everything that's been happening there. But yeah, Grant, you can add the color from there, really.
Yeah, I think this has been like, there's been two gaps really in Solana ecosystem. They nailed like the early deep in sector, and I feel like that's probably having a bit of a next gen vamp at the minute. So there's a few more teams that have coming out in that sector that's already looking good. They obviously dominated the shitcoin casino. They look like they might be figuring out perps with Phoenix and Bulk and what Jito are doing over there. And then you'd have to say their RWA volume is really, really good, if not best in class. And then the obvious gap was, for the longest time, I think a lot of people were looking at it and thinking, well, why don't Polymarket just deploy on there? I think the smart move for Polymarket is just to deploy on their own chain, if I'm being completely honest. So then where is the prediction market gap? You've obviously got Jupiter prediction markets, which I believe is an aggregator. I could be wrong there. I could be talking a lot of shit, but you need a native prediction market app. And so this looks like it's fucking brilliant, fully on chain, hosted natively in Phantom. I don't know if that's going to always be the case. Maybe that rolls out to its own desktop app, probably. And it just kind of comes at a time where sentiment feels pretty bottomed on Solana. There has been some meme coin activity kicking up again. Not that that's a be all end all of an ecosystem, but at least it gets one demographic back on the chain. If you look at tokens that have graduated, like Adam Tech posts a lot of really, really good proprietary dashboards. So if you go see there's been a lot of positive momentum that's happening in that sector. As I say, perps looks like it's slowly being solved, which is like a real positive. So you're getting this like full holistic ecosystem now for a lot of trading activity, and obviously price precedes narrative, but all these things are culminating together at the same time. So, and the main catalyst, I believe, is.
We lost him there. Have I still got you, Ellie? Yeah, we lost him.
Yeah, I'm here. I thought that was me. I thought I was having internet issues again, but no, that's Grant.
Hence why I was, yeah. Well, where are we at? He's put a message in private chat. Oh, no, that's Henry. While Grant tries to get himself back in the game and recoup his train of thought, ironically, we're talking about him. Are you back?
I think so.
Yep, you're back. You're back.
Yeah.
I'm not going to interrupt your train of thought. You were on a brawl there.
Yeah, I was just saying, and like the obvious main catalyst for World was when they tweeted that Mario was wanting to charge him 25k for a tweet and that he's washed, which was, if I needed any more, if I needed any more encouragement that it was going to be a good thing, then that was the, excellent tweet that I needed to see.
Funny timing on the Mario thing, and how I know it's legitimate is Danny, who's friend of ours. Actually, I'll leave it at there without talking too much. But he sent me Mario's rates that had been swimming around recently, and when I saw those numbers, I don't know what I'd be more offended by, the fact that that's what he's charging, or the fact that people are paying those kind of fees. So it was quite funny to see that they called that out 25k for a tweet. Like, holy shit. When we're talking about sentiment, what the fuck? Yeah, what the fuck are we doing? On when we're talking about sentiment and stuff, which I don't know whether, before we do go further on the Solana thing, how do you feel about it? Is like, you and I have both been long-term Solana bulls, done pretty well on the trade, I think. How do you feel about it now, looking at it at like, 10% on the week? Still feels like a relatively decent entry. Yes, no? Depending on how you feel about it.
I'd like to think so. I'd also just like to see it go up, because I gifted family members a significant amount end of last cycle, and they just keep messaging me asking why it keeps going down.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Funny enough, I had a text yesterday that, and read into this what you will about sentiment and market top signals, bottom signals, so on and so forth. But a wider family friend who, to give you the insight into how close this person is with me, we do not have each other's numbers. They had to get my number from someone else, to which I got a WhatsApp saying, Alex, think of Hyperliquid, as in, what do I think of Hyperliquid? I thought, ooh.
Time to take some off, boy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, hang on. I need to get this one up. Jake, subtle flex from Grant on the Palace England top. Grant, do you want to tell Jake? Actually, I feel like friend of the show. Friend of the show.
Friend of the show.
Friend of the pod.
Yeah, we should tell Jake the truth there, because you and I are both sporting bootleg Palace England shirts. so I think the fact that Jake is saying that that's a subtle flex, it's actually the complete opposite, and I'm gonna pull it. How? I think they aren't, because the quality is fucking scary good. It's quite incredible. Ellie is resetting his router, by the way.
What's it saying? Believe nothing that you hear and 50% of what you see.
Correct. And listen, right, remember, perception is everything, and perception is reality. And if you perceive that to be fake, or you perceive it to be real, then that means that it may in fact be true.
Look at this. You can get the full Tommy Tuchel outfit there.
Well, you get his cagoule. I noticed he's been walking around in the North American sunshine with a hood up, like kind of.
He looks like he's gonna fucking. It looks like he's gonna fucking pinch someone's phone on an e-bike.
Yeah, he looks like a roadman that would like swipe your phone on a fucking Lime bike. A very, very Asian move from Thomas, that, by the way, covering himself up from the sunshine. It's not a very Western European move to not be looking.
Must have lived in the sun for a while. When you live in like high heat, high temperature place, you tend to avoid it. as much as
Yeah.
possible. Long
While,
sleeves.
while we're waiting for Ellie to reset his router and we're still kind of loosely on the topic of football, can we talk about the sport.fun status,
Yeah.
please, of where our league is at? I was catching up and I noticed that while I was out last week, there were some comms that went out through Lavina because I myself, while I was in New York, was quite excited to come back and see how my team had been performing, knowing that I had both Bellingham and Kane and Yamal, only to find that I'd selected them in my squad and not my team, and completely rugged myself on point aggregation. And I have it on good authority that last week when Casey was on, Ellie is in fact doing better than me on his sport.fun team. Can you share your screen and pull this up?
Yeah, I can. I just don't want my fucking laptop to nuke. I'll drop the link in the chat.
Why have we all got abysmal?
I don't know. It's just we've obviously been.
Yeah, it's funny that Jake said that you were like subtle flex with the Palace England shirt, and realistically, we can't even afford decent Wi-Fi between any of us.
All right, I'll just talk us through it. So
yeah,
so the league is 118 members. So we've even got people coming in late. There is Trade X 404 is top with 2,481 points, which is pretty fucking impressive to be fair.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can see anyone. Geordie's 12th, little fucker. No, you can't see the team. Not that I can click on. I'm 72nd, which is fucking horrendous. That's absolutely that's just not good enough. You are 103rd. So out of 118, you are 103.
Yeah. In my defense, I picked the right players. I just executed the game plan incredibly poorly. And by executing the game plan poorly, I mean did not read the fucking UX. So who is Go Birds? That's an interesting one. Have we got like a Philadelphia Eagles overlap there? Looks like we probably do.
Is that Ellie back or not?
Yeah, this is funny watching Ellie and Henry argue with each other. Just you two arguing with each other in the private chat. Back, no, you're not. Put your camera on.
Can you hear and see me now? I reset my
we can. We can.
Okay,
yeah,
great.
We can.
Nice.
So can we do
if Ellie's is laser soccer, he's 112th out of 118.
Shit. Last week I was 103rd and Alex was 111th.
Yeah,
I've been falling down. I've been falling down the leaderboard. God, what do I have to do? What do I have to do to get better, guys? Give me some tips real quick.
You need to select your team for one.
Yeah,
that is important. I think I got my accounts mixed up, and
I've got
you and me both, brother. I've been a busy man, and I've fucked up, and I'm very embarrassed and ashamed. I'm rank 103 with a score of 344, where I've left points on the table, which is absolutely abysmal. But you can still join the league, I believe. Can you? As you said, Grant, you can.
I don't think it'd be that difficult to catch. It wouldn't be that difficult to catch up if you actually. And there's like a 2K prize as well. So
yeah,
you got England, Dr. Congo tonight, Belgium, Senegal,
US, Bosnia, Herzegovina at 8 p.m. Eastern time.
Can we just say like Mexico? This is not a fair fight with Mexico and the Azteca and the altitude.
Yeah,
that's just not.
Yeah,
a thing. Like, why is that allowed?
I know. I think you are referencing the videos that have been flying around football Twitter actually today. So it probably hasn't made its way onto CT. So I'm going to share my screen in the hope that we don't get rugged on Wi-Fi again and show the people what the Mexicans are up to at the minute.
That's all cocaine.
It's pure blow.
There will be a fifth game at long last for Mexico.
Wow.
Yeah, because they're playing like 10,000 meters above fucking sea level, and like, like they're all acclimatized to the altitude. Like, it's not fair.
It's not fair. And ironically, had you put Raul Jimenez in your sport.fun team, you'd have got him for cheap. And you'd probably be outperforming all of us lot with the likes of Dewey and Elisa and all them in the team as well. Cheaper.
Some of the American players are doing really fucking well as well.
Fellas, am I supposed to be on my doing my squad?
So with your squad, you need to pick your team.
Yep. Can I share my screen and you walk me through it, and maybe this will be helpful for everyone else who's also trying to join our league? Share screen. I'm gonna do allow, and it's going to be this guy. Okay. Wow, Jake. I'm the only guy not wearing a Palace shirt, and Jake's got problems. I see how it is. I'm just trying to be here. I'm a member of the program. Yeah. So I'm on the Sport.fund website. I'm logged in. I think I'm on the squad.
Yeah.
This is it?
Yeah, that's right. So you see add 5 more players.
Yeah.
See the blank. Yeah, go. Hey, you actually made a pretty good pick with your keeper.
So I pick?
And pick, yeah. Then go through the I'm
gonna pick the English guy.
Yeah, I think he'll be playing. You know what Ellie's going to come out on top.
Yeah,
you've actually made a pretty fucking good squad, to be fair.
Well, didn't you do the auto select, Ellie?
I don't know what you're talking about. I did this. These are all my picks. I love these. I love these guys. Can I pick someone else on this guy? I don't like either of these guys. I want a US guy.
I don't think you can. I think because you've already selected your squad, and now you're selecting the team that goes.
Oh, so I pick my team each week from the squad that I have.
Yeah, it runs. Think about it exactly like the tournament runs. So you've got a squad of players that you can deploy, which I completely overlooked when I was initially doing my team. I got far too excited 3 weeks ago and thought I had a permanent team for the tournament. That wasn't the case. You have a squad, which is where we've been tripped up. Which is why, Ellie, you will definitely have a better squad than me as well.
Set your captain as well.
Yeah,
on the left. Probably Fernandez.
Yeah, I don't know. From whoever, is Colombia are flying?
Oh, I picked my captain from the 5 guys that I've already. Got it. Okay, got it. And then what does the captain do for you?
Just get you extra points.
Sick. Okay, cool. So if anyone's watching who was confused by this is what you do. You pick your squad out of the team that you've already not auto drafted, that you definitely drafted yourself with your own knowledge of soccer and football. So we did it now live on screen. If anyone's been confused about how to use the Blockmates tournament, that's how you do it. You have your squad and then your team on a weekly basis.
Well, great. That was a great segment for the sponsors. So thanks for that, fellas. And I would say come and try and beat us, but I'm literally floundering at 111th or whatever. So maybe you'll do better than Grant or Geordie or the Sport Fun lads who were probably like cheating and botting it in the background. But anyway, just when I was out, they pull me back in. Meme coins are back on Solana. The Black Bull. Who's trading it?
I've not been trading. I did see that Ansem gave out $10 million in airdrops.
Yeah,
and
huge.
There's been a lot of chatter around that about whether he's just airdropping himself or he's actually giving this to. Do you know anyone who's received an airdrop? I think that'd be an easy way to. Who's getting Ansem's drops?
I think there was like an original Ansem token when they were like tokenizing his family members and his cat and stuff. So anyone who bought the original one, I think got an airdrop.
Oh, okay, cool. So he's like basically not refunding his original holders, but he's like supporting his original holders. He's trying to give value to his original coin. That's cool. I applaud that. I didn't realize that was the case. I applaud that.
Yeah. Henry sent me a tweet here as well. We will simply bully them into airdropping. All they have to realize the bull market is beginning now. When else would they do it? Do you know how much a pump plus base plus MetaMask plus polymarket airdrop would be? At least 1 billion. So I think that what Ansem's doing here, I mean, he's quite literally propping up another run on Solana and memes, isn't he? And participating in it, which would not want that main character energy, but someone's got to own it. So
he doesn't give a fuck though, does he? Just like
doesn't give a fuck. So he's going to run it back. And the question is, are you in? Did you buy?
I applaud him for being the only guy who made it out of the last cycle to not retire and fuck off. Shut out the Ethereum Foundation. And doing more for the state of crypto, inarguably than the Ethereum Foundation. So respect and kudos.
Yeah, the title
is Elon and doing the pump airdrop. That's what he's trying to do. He's like, if you're not going to do it, I'm just going to fucking do it for you. If someone has to revive the shitcoin trenches, then
did you see that Pump's trying to hire a legal officer, paying him $5 million to go to jail for him? Pretty good move.
Was it you that sent the tweet on WhatsApp, Ellie, where you were like, this is like $5 million to go to jail for 15 years is pretty
It's not a terrible deal. Depending on what lawyer you are, it's not terrible.
Yeah. The title of the stream was Sol Bottom in question mark. The Ethereum Foundation keeps on selling, and we thought it'd be maybe more clickbaity to go with USDC dead or USD to $2, which we will get to. But it feels like there is never going to be a time, probably again, that 3 white Western men on a stream would be able to say the black bull in relation to but that should never come out of our mouths ever, unless you are talking about like, you know, a farm animal or whatever. So it's quite funny and a little bit uncomfortable.
Clarkson's farm.
Yeah, Clarkson's farm. It's a little bit uncomfortable having to keep repeating it. But yeah, look, where I think we'll pull away from this segment is, do you think we see another meme run specifically on Solana?
I just don't think there's enough juice left in memes.
No?
I truly don't. I mean, anyone who's, I don't know, think about your retard trench friends that you know IRL. I like to generally work out of my like immediate circle and go from there. Everyone I know who was a retard trench trader has been trading equities is up 10x on Micron and Intel. It's like everyone just moved their trench fake money into Robinhood, has been getting pumped on AI coins. So it's like AI stocks. Why would you trade illiquid shitcoins which automatically go to zero when there's real companies that are trading like these shitcoins and you know they're not going to go to zero? The pumps are not going to last, but they're not going to go to zero.
I think the mistake you are making there is you are referring to some people who are definitely not retard retail as that. Those people, if they're wise enough to be able to trade equities on Robinhood, are definitely not the type of people who get conned into a second massive run on memes on Phantom. I've heard these people in public, and I think that you can't underestimate the FOMO effect. Look at the text, like Ellie, while you went off there, I got the text. I can't remember who went off. It was Grant or Ellie, one of you, when I was telling you about the text that I had about Hyperliquid. These people are out there and they're thirsty for crypto. If they had the risk appetite, then they're probably still wanting it to come back at some point. I don't know. It wouldn't surprise me. What's this thing at 145 mil or something right now?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But like, there's the difference between people who are quote unquote looking for new opportunities in trading and the difference between the people who have basically been on the inside, just getting as much tip-offs as physically possible and playing a game that has been rigged for the past 2 years. So I don't know if it's the same type of people. I think because these are tied to internet people in general, like Ansem and whatever those other 2 retards are called, I think this is like the final hurrah of it, because how much more social capital do you need to spend to try and get something to work? And because it is inherently tied to a person, more shit will get thrown. Like,
yeah,
more tears will be had. So I think as like a final crescendo, tying it back directly to personalities is probably the last the last hurrah.
In a sense, it's not that dissimilar to equities, because it's like the person's not going to zero, right? If the person puts their entire, social credit, social worth behind this token, it's kind of like
Luke Belmar's token is going to zero. Like, let's be honest. Like, I'd give it 48 hours.
Where is that? What's it at now?
Probably negative.
What is that?
You owe him money if you own the token, in fact.
Yeah, I think that guy is like the biggest fucking moron I've ever seen on the internet ever. Like, I don't think I've ever seen a bigger moron than him. I don't understand how he's even like.
Peter Thiel's probably propping him up.
So interesting.
Literally.
To be fair, if he's LARPing, to be fair, if he's LARPing, it's a great bit. It's a fucking fantastic bit.
Amazing. If so,
yeah.
Sacha Baron Cohen-esque.
Yeah, or Sacha Baron Cohen-esque indeed. That is an interesting point. You guys remember back in 22-23 when Ben Doty tried to simulate the trenches with the side token? This feels exactly like that. I can see that argument. I think we need a little bit of life being breathed back into the markets. So I'm trying to be a bit more optimistic about.
Yeah, you need to buy BlackBerry. Like, put everything you got and buy BlackBerry right now.
Oh, you're shilling your bags.
I like Henry's take. I like Henry's coordination take.
I was just gonna say. So Henry has put, and I don't know, he's put this in our private chat, which he tends to do, like sneaky little moves that he does. I think it's coordinated with Pump for their airdrop. I think Ansem's getting paid from Salt and Pump.
You sound like a trencher, my friend.
Allegedly. He does sound like a trencher. He is a trencher indeed. That's why.
Did you see, to shift topic to another meme coin? Do you see Ethereum announced another new institution today? Ethereum announced about 1 hour ago, 1 hour and a half
Not
ago.
ETH Labs.
Ethereum Institutional, new
All
foundation, not affiliated with Ethereum, backed by Joseph Lubin and Bitminer. Doesn't really say what they're going to do. It focuses on 5 focus areas from day one: institutional engagement, institutional intelligence, Ethereum ecosystem and ETH marketing, industry discovery and requirements, events, and convenings. So basically, the Ethereum Foundation.
You know what me and Alex were laughing at is like how when we were in the US the other week, how literal the US is with everything. Like there is no ambiguity in anything that is like pointed out when it comes to naming or branding and anything.
Yeah.
So Ethereum institutional like does what it says on the tin. Like it'll do fucking nothing, but I thought that's what Etherealized was.
Absolutely nothing.
Yeah. I thought that was what Etherealized and Danny Ryan were doing, but
the amount of confusion that's coming out of their attempt for clarity is really special. It's something cool to see.
It's quite ironic,
It's
really, isn't
impressive.
it? That's what you can probably say.
It's very
I think-
Kafkaesque.
Yes. So on to the next thing, which is for those out there of you that hate us talking about serious crypto stuff. I'm sorry. I think this is going to be the last one. OUSD. So this came out yesterday. Open standard. I was reading up on this morning. The TLDR is that it is open. Today we're announcing OpenUSD, a new stablecoin for global money movement. Now, basically this thing is backed by, it's been adopted or signed up to be used by pretty much everyone who's anyone that's like building on the internet for that matter. And I think that the more interesting angle to talk about in this one is the why rather than the what. I saw that Paul from Plasma had sent a reply to the tweet as well. I know that Plasma are involved, signed up and everything. And I think that it's quite telling as to what the collective goal may be here. And I'm kind of dancing around it and then waiting for you to fire the kill shot, Grant, on that one. But what does it mean for USDC in Circle? That's where I think the conversation is here.
if Jeremy came out and didn't have said nothing or said like a few lines, then I'd be like, oh, maybe it's not that big of a deal for USDC. But when he writes fucking an anthology, like fucking
that
War and
says
Peace,
nothing.
it's like, sorry that happened, or I ain't reading all that, bro.
Yeah.
And basically says absolutely nothing that makes any sense to anyone. Paolo's tweet was quite interesting, saying player 2 has entered the race. Kind of like the I don't think of you at all to Circle. It's interesting that Plasma there,
Yeah.
but I think with these things, it's you're either at the table or you're for dinner kind of situation. Now, what I think is probably being discredited is how difficult it is going to be to actually have that fucking thing distributed and permeate through like all of on-chain. It's going to take years, right?
Yeah.
There's no fast track in that. How it's going to have to be integrated across every major exchange, every DeFi platform, whatever. It's all like, look at the recent USDC move on Hyperliquid. Like, is there going to be more like perps is where it's integrated? Because it's all about like the velocity and the acceptance of that stablecoin that makes it actually valuable and increases its market cap over time. So I don't know how this plays out. It is very, very, very similar to the early days of Visa being a conglomerate and them accepting that something like this is probably way too powerful for one entity to actually control, which again is probably going to be the narrative and the antithesis of what Tether are doing. So you can already start to see the narrative form around single entity versus decentralized pseudo permissioned consortium. So I'd expect that to be something that people need to pay attention to. And we'll just have to see how it plays out. but I think it's a lot harder of a task than people would imagine. It's the bridge team that are leading it after the Stripe acquisition.
Okay.
So Stripe once again just fucking dominating absolutely everything. One of the most impressive companies on the planet, I think. But yeah, just have to see how it plays out.
Also super important there is to have ramps in OUSD as well. And as ramp is, I mean, dominating the corporate finance world, if they get corporate finance to move into stablecoins, that's huge in the States.
Yeah.
That'd be a massive, I mean, there's just not a lot of, in general, there's not a lot of stablecoin acquisition in the first world, but especially not at the corporate level in America. Everything's done by wire. So if they can actually get corporates in America to start transacting over their stablecoin standard, it's huge.
Yeah.
It's an insane amount of trillions and trillions of dollars in volume. So I think getting ramp in there and having the ramp sales team start pushing OUSD as opposed to traditional wires, not even as opposed to USDC, as opposed to traditional wires, is like this is the story, this is the narrative that people have been pushing forever for stablecoins. And if OUSD through ramp and through stable and through bridge and through Stripe can actually get this done stateside, I think that's massive. Unlocks an entirely new market. It's also telling because
it needs those types of teams to be leading the charge on it, though, because when you've got such a big, like, I'd like to know what the involvement of each team is within that, because it obviously can't be equally distributed of who's got the ball effectively. If it is the likes of Stripe and Ramp, then that's way more bullish than some of the names that are on there just for logo's sake, I think. As New Type Trader was saying in the comments there, Clarity looking like it's fallen off a cliff to get pushed through off the back of this. It's basically a bet on that yield won't be distributed to the actual users, and yield will only be distributed to the people that are part of, well, in that partner set. I think there's 150. You're going to have to kind of estimate that to be worth a couple of trillion to make a dent in revenue for any of those teams individually. But I think that's the directional bet that they're all having to make there, really.
It's interesting you say that, Ellie. Ramp was the name that, excuse me, that caught my eye amidst it all. Like when you look at the post, and I mean, literally, just go onto the account on the Open Standard, introducing OpenUSD. It's just a who's who, as I've already said. And Ramp, I watched the interview with Peter Yang that they did. It was about like 3 or 4 months ago. It was really, really impressive. And I know that, that shouldn't be playing. And I know that they've been recruiting heavily. And I think that I think it's one thing, like assembling the Avengers to try and get something out to the water. But then, as you say, Grant, the thing I always come back to with this, and you can apply the same thinking to prediction markets on Solana via Phantom. It's very, very difficult to change ingrained user behavior. Like we've said this many, many times. It took me long enough to even get from MetaMask over to Rabby, all of those things there. You are looking at Kalshi, Polymarket, the ads just keep on coming out, don't they? Like I saw the Conor McGregor one, I think I shared in our group. The Rick Rubin one was sick. And I think that same thing applies. It's a very, very difficult user behavior thing, and it's a brand thing. And I think that it's one thing getting people use it in like private corporate markets, but I don't know. Like, would you, especially with something like a stable coin, you're always going to go for familiarity, USDT, USDC, in my opinion.
So if you read the Ramp guy's tweet, he's at OX His tweet, I think, is pretty telling. Twofold. One, he writes in his like bottom bullet points, he says, I think Tether will be absolutely fine. And then he also mentions interoperability above that as a larger point. And in interoperability, he says, I don't mean interoperability with chains, DeFi exchanges. I mean interoperability with other payment processors, banks, and liquidity venues. So I think it's very telling there that Tether keeps their business abroad. Tether keeps their international business. Tether keeps their Binance listings, pretty exclusive. That's huge. But that seems like that's not the market they're going to compete in, at least at first. They're not going after the crypto market. They're going to go after the corporates market. And I think the corporates market is an entirely new sector for stablecoins. I think it's what Circle's been trying to do for a long time, but never really done. And I think OUSD being integrated with Visa, integrated with Ramp, and trying to get the corporate business stateside and probably in Western Europe is going to be huge. So I think it's probably more bearish for Circle. I don't think Circle's going downhill forever, but Tether is basically unaffected by this. Tether has no interest in targeting US markets. Tether is crypto native. It has perps markets, has Binance listings. It's huge in Southeast Asia. I remember from back in my days when I was working in the exchange business in Southeast Asia, there's an incredible amount of corporates that are already transact in USDT in Southeast Asia. It's massive for them there. So I think that this OUSD play is probably a first world stables play, which makes tons of sense. No one's done it yet, and this is the right team to do it. It's a huge market, like you said, Alex. It's trillions of dollars. So I think it's and especially if they get to keep that yield and don't have to give it back to the customers. It's massive.
I thought this was interesting as well. So True North, we work with the True North team. Really, really good product. I know you're super close with them as well, Grant. They posted this, that Circle dropped 17.5% on the OUSD consortium, overreaction or structural repricing. Look, just go and read it yourself. But I wanted to get your thoughts on that. Like, yeah, is that, well, what do you think based on the title? How would you answer the title of the article?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's quite telling. There's probably going to be a bounce in the near term, but I think
there has been.
It's all
albeit a small one.
It's everything's about incentives and aligned interests. Like that the whole world works on that, and working on this relatively walled garden. You've got Arc, which looks like it's coming online. They've been doing some fucking brilliant marketing as well, some really, really good brand building stuff. But when you've got this fucking Avengers behemoth, fucking conglomerate Visa 2.0 type situation here, it's like, it's hard to just ignore that. And even if there's no way to get exposure to OUSD, the inverse and the bear trade for Circle is the way to get exposure to it. So it's like, how do you express your interest in that doing well and gaining momentum? Well, you've got to do the inverse trade for that. That's probably how I'd try and get exposure to it, to be honest.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I bet that's a lot of pods are thinking about it and why Circle's dropped so hard.
Yeah, 100%.
What do you think about the naming physiognomy of OpenUSD? It's like OpenAI. It's an interesting naming choice.
I think it is especially about given the optics around the fact that OpenAI is like, in fact, anything but.
I mean, think about OpenUSD. There's no way you can get exposure to it. It's consortium. There's no equity. There's no way that a regular person can get exposure to any of the upside there. It's great.
I would have liked.
Isn't that why Elon called everything X, because it can't be inverted any which way?
Oh, that's cool.
Like, because that's what he always says. Like, like any name is like inherently the opposite of what they're actually trying to do. And he obviously leans on OpenAI quite a lot. But if you try and invert X 90 degrees in any rotation, it's just X.
Yeah, it doesn't change the fact. It doesn't change the fact that it's still a fucking dog shit name for a social media platform.
It is.
I'm still lament losing Twitter to this day. I will never not call it Twitter. What is it? What we were at 43 minutes. We've done like quite a lot of serious crypto talk there. Look, I think we've maybe got 10 minutes left before the BBC coverage starts for the England game. So,
fucking hell.
Ellie, you were at the football the other week.
I went to the football, and my brother went yesterday as well. My brother went to the France. Who did France play yesterday?
Way. Sweden. They played Sweden yesterday.
Sweden. Dude, my main comment on the World Cup is just the absolute horrid state of the merchandise they're selling. It's terrible. It's bargain basement high school football level merchandise. It's crazy. It's
super expensive as well.
So they're making $13 billion expected top line revenue, FIFA, and the merch is god awful. In the stadium, it's like printed Hanes shirts. It's not even embroidered. It's like a printed Hanes shirt, and it just says New York, New Jersey Stadium on it. It's awful. New York, New Jersey Stadium is not a thing. New York, New Jersey is not a place. All of it is bullshit. Take it back. The merch is awful, and everything goes from there.
Fair enough. That's been one of my gripes. I don't understand why they can't just call MetLife New Jersey. Like, it's not. The only reason I think they've called it that is like there is a public perception that MetLife is in New York, and it's because of the Giants and the Jets.
Certainly not. It's in New Jersey.
In New Jersey.
I would love to have been in the planning meetings with like the governor of New York and the governor of New Jersey and the governors of FIFA, and they're sitting there and they're arguing about what they're going to call MetLife Stadium, because New York, it's New York, New Jersey Stadium. I wonder if it's on my cup here. It's not, but New York is in a bigger font than New Jersey, and it comes first before New Jersey. And you just know there was hundreds of human hours, lawyers getting paid $2,000 an hour fighting about the font sizing, who goes first, New York or New Jersey. Yeah. Oh man, I would have loved to have been there. It was pure comedy.
It's interestingly enough, that's one of the reasons why I could never get Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua over the line, because they would not agree on whose name went first on the bill when they were both like due to fight and just passing up on like millions of dollars. And by the way, there's a lot of that to do with the fact that neither of them wanted to lose and then destroy their reputation forever before Joshua got knocked out by Ruiz. But I do think that's funny how petty that can be, that side of it.
Have you Have you seen the how the extent that FIFA have gone to cover up any non-official FIFA sponsors for the World Cup?
No, no.
I saw it
So
in
there's-
MetLife, bro. It's crazy.
Wasn't there like a 62,000 seater stadium that each had a
Little blue,
I don't know if it was-
blue tape.
I don't know if it was like Gillette or Levi's or something like that, where it had like each seat had a
yes.
Levi's badge on it. So someone's job was to go around 62,000 seats and cover it up with like a blue bit of tape.
Isn't that insane, by the way?
So crazy.
Ellie, you're talking there about like corporate meetings that would be deciding this kind of shit. Can you imagine how fucking furious Gillette were and whoever it is that like sponsors the Atlanta Stadium and stuff, that they were like, what the fuck do you mean the entire world is going to watch this and the sponsorship that we've paid for the stadium is irrelevant because FIFA say it is? It's just so.
I also imagine there's probably huge contractual exclusions there, because when these guys get the naming rights, they get naming rights for, if Taylor Swift comes to your stadium, it's still Gillette Stadium.
Yeah,
I imagine they have full exclusivity. So I don't know what kind of negotiations had to happen in the back end with the sponsors, but like they bought the rights to the stadium, and like now you're telling them actually you don't have the rights to the stadium. They're like, well, fuck you. Look at my contract. It says I do.
Yeah,
I can't imagine there was a World Cup exclusion in their sponsorship agreements.
I mean, the one thing before I pivot hard to the last topic of the chat is the fact that the most American thing that's come out of this World Cup is the fact that you guys have decided to change the sport into instead of 2 halves, just as an excuse to call it the Powerade hydration break. It's got nothing to do with the fact that the players need water. They're playing in air-conditioned stadiums. Every England game has been either in aircon or rain so far. It's been 20 degrees. It's like, it's just such bullshit.
It's also great because I had never really watched soccer before, but going to the game, I was looking down. The players hydrate the whole game. There's water bottles all along the sidelines, and whenever they're like on defense or like the offense guys are not on offense, they just go to the side in the middle of the action and get a cup of water. There's no need for hydration. These players are not dehydrated; like they're constantly drinking. The goalie has a fucking water bottle in the back of the net that he's constantly drinking out of. What hydration break? My problem with it, and we talked about this last week, is not that they're doing the break. Call it as it is. Stop lying to us. I just don't like it when like power lies to people. I think it's so wrong. It feels so dogmatic. It's like, brother, you just call it an ad break, acknowledge you want to make an extra $4 billion this World Cup, and everyone would have been not fine with it, but like, okay, it is what it is. Sports, you make money. The lying to us and calling it a hydration break, that's the part that I hate. I don't mind the break. I mean, I think it's annoying and it breaks the action, but just call it what it is.
There's no way that would fly.
Sponsored by Powerade as well.
Yeah. There's no way, Ellie, they could do that with the rest. Like Americans, as you say, would just be like, yeah, fuck it. Advertising is what it is.
We have TV breaks in American sports. They're literally just called commercial breaks. Like we're going to a commercial break in the action. We'll be back in 3 minutes.
In the NBA, it was so fucking frustrating. You know, that night we were on the street watching the last 5 minutes. How many like ad breaks was there in like 5 minutes? And it's absolutely fucking insane. That is not normal, you know.
American football. American football is 4 quarters, right? So there's already breaks between each quarter. But in a total football game, there's 12 minutes of action. So it's a 48-minute game. There's 12 actual minutes. If you actually count the playing time, there's 12 minutes of playing time, and it's about a 3.5-hour event. So there's 12 minutes of playing, and there's like 2 hours of advertising. It's really crazy. When you watch like American sports, in the Super Bowl, the biggest game of the year, right? The World Championships of football. Like a bigger part of the spectacle is the advertisements. Like most people watch the game specifically for the ads, which is also incredibly American, just to watch ads with your family for a few hours.
So look, right. Speaking of scammers and craziness.
I thought you were going to say speaking of ads. Speaking of ads, and if World wanted to be the official prediction markets of the Blockmates podcast, then that would
you know where we are.
Speaking of ads,
Henry. Speaking of sponsors as well, Henry, will you flip our heads over so we're on the other side and you can still see our glorious sponsors? So look at this.
You got to zoom in a little bit. I think.
Yeah, it's the story that's been coming out about Trump's financial reports, financial disclosures, the money that he's extracted from crypto.
He did say we were going to be sick of winning.
He did say.
Did you see how many trades? Did you see how many trades Donald Trump has committed while in office? In equities, 14,000 equity trades in the last 2 years.
Where do you think he trades from? Like,
KuCoin.
I'd like to think he just has a Robinhood
Blasting
app on his
market
phone. Every time he gets every time they do like a defense briefing in the morning, he's just sitting there on his phone trading defense stocks.
Yeah,
He just keeps like giving people huge tip offs, being like, yeah, Intel. Surprised that hasn't gone up a lot more.
He's sharing the wealth. He's sharing the wealth, and we're ungrateful.
Yeah, I do. I like the idea of him trading mobile first. I feel, especially like in the Oval Office, that it's way funnier to imagine him doing it on his phone than desktop.
I'd like to imagine Trump trades the same way he tweets, but yelling at a hot blonde girl who sits there with like an iPad. Some girl who doesn't know anything about trading, and he's just yelling at her, "Buy more Intel puts, buy them!" And he's just yelling at her. some slutty girl, like an office outfit.
Oh dear. So I think that's it for the week.
Probably missed a lot of shit.
Yeah,
I don't think we have. I think we did a relatively good job of covering shit.
Oh, I guess one fun thing today is a special day in New York City. Today is Bobby Bonilla Day. Which means nothing to you guys, but it's a fun sporting piece. The New York Mets stink. We are the second to worst team right now in MLB. Again, this is more of a soccer podcast, understandable, but I'm wearing a Mets hat, so I'm going to talk my book for a second. The Mets stink. We have the highest payroll in all of sport. They spend $330 million a year on players. But every year on July 1st is Bobby Bonilla Day. We've been paying Bobby Bonilla $1.3 million in July 1st for like the last 20 years, and we'll be doing it basically in perpetuity. They got rid of his contract and his agent negotiated. So they basically just pay him $1.3 million a year on July 1st. And it's become in the stadium, it's Bobby Bonilla Day. Like everyone in the stadium, like they make a joke out of it. Cause like we're just paying this guy forever for no reason. He's been retired. He lives in Arizona. He hasn't played baseball in like 15 years. And it's Bobby Bonilla Day. So we send him another $1.3 million because who the fuck cares? New York Mets, baby. That's the team.
I don't understand American sports.
I need to get. It feels like they aren't actually sports. They're just vehicles for advertising from what we've just worked out.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Well, that is the United States, just a vehicle for advertising.
Goddamn best country in the world, baby. Sponsored by Palantir.
Sponsored by Palantir, indeed. Yeah. Well, yeah. Look, if you're still not in the Sport.Fun League, jump in. You may as well. You've probably got a half decent chance of winning. Although I do think there are some like demons in there who are taking it incredibly seriously. I thought we were all just having fun.
There's so many good people in there.
I thought we were all just having fun, guys.
There's definitely levels to it.
So. We're getting demolished by the fans.
Yeah. I thought we were just having fun, and everyone's like being a little bit unfair with the way you're trading.
Whoa, guys! I thought we were just having fun.
I thought we were just here to have fun.
Everyone signed up with the shin pads on.
This was America. But yeah, that's enough. I think that's 53 minutes. We talked about stuff. Any dodgy links for the England game? Henry, it's on the BBC, so that is taxpayer money that are funding the England game tonight.
We don't have that in the States. We don't have free games. You got to pay.
Definitely have a license.
I think we need to end the stream right there.
All right.
Bye. See you next week. Got Burb on next week. That's fun.